Well, yeah, binary, man, I'm staying away from you, bro. I'm already pausing right now, so I know I need to stay away from binary. Binary, you got so many motherfuckers coming after you, man. I'm talking about, man, you got niggas that ain't even in the sector coming after your motherfucking ass, bro. What you done did to these people, man? God damn. Stay your pausing ass away from me, nigga. For real, nigga. Cause pausing and pausing really don't mix, nigga. I already got too much going on right now. Nigga, we both gonna be dead on these streets, nigga, if I keep fucking with you, nigga. So peace be with you.
All right, yo, thanks for letting me on, man. I appreciate it. I've turned a new leaf, D. Darrell.
So you say.
I've seen the light, brother.
You seen the light because AAS been on your ass. That's why you seen the light. This is with you, Tyler D. Darrell. I don't even talk about you. Matter of fact, nobody really cares about your channel outside of the people that only watch you because you talk about the good guys. Like, when are you going to do... I want to see Binary Code do a show by himself with no host going live for 2 or 3 hours. Can he do that without a panel? You need a woman to make your channel pop. I don't need people to make my channel pop. My channel pop on his own.
Green, what is that button on your body armor?
A peace symbol, sir.
Where'd you get it?
I don't remember, sir.
What is that you've got written on your helmet?
Born to kill, sir.
You write born to kill on your helmet and you wear a peace button. What's that supposed to be? Some kind of sick joke?
No, sir.
What is it supposed to mean?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know very much, do you?
No, sir.
You better get your head and your ass wired together or I will take a giant shit on you.
Yes, sir.
Now answer my question or you'll be standing tall before the man.
I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
The what?
The duality of man, the Jungian thing, sir.
Whose side are you on, son?
Our side, sir.
Don't you love your country?
Yes, sir.
Then how about getting with the program? Why don't you jump on the team and come on in for the big win?
One of the masterpieces, Full Metal Jacket. As you can see, the Colonel was perturbed at Matthew Modine, aka Joker, because when you don't have your head and your ass wired together, it's not only problematic, it can pose significant risk. As you saw at the beginning of the video, the 2 date and timestamps, it is nothing new that Binary's head and ass isn't wired together. Binary acts with such a level of disregard, and he tries, just like Joker, to convince everyone it's all fun and games. Well, let me say, the word trolling is not a word that's even part of my standard vocabulary. If I use it, it's to say this isn't trolling, but I don't even recognize the concept. So Binary, you can't ever troll me. It's not ever going to be considered what you say it is. Guess how long Binary has been doing this? No, I didn't know of Binary before he came to YouTube. But I know this behavior has been around for a lifetime. This is a pattern of behaviors that starts in the earliest stages of life. I'll get into that a little bit further into the video. What Binary wants to consider fun and games, Binary knows good and damn well it's not fun and games. What Binary is writing on is some deep, deep rage, anger, and revenge. Binary operates much like Photon does. But there is a big difference. Photon, I'm not going to say Photon's revenge, but I'm saying their behavior with trying to convince people that the comments that they make are fun and games when they're serious. Photon tends to be knee-jerk about it, and it's much easier to really seriously brush off what Photon says when it comes to determining whether it's just part of the gig. And that's part of YouTube. But Binary is very different. Binary is extremely calculating. He plots out, he plans. And his so-called joking is all about anger. It's all about revenge. It's all about retribution. Regardless of whether or not Binary did what he was supposed to do. There is a difference between revenge and justice. See, Binary seeks revenge when his conduct is so far out of line. That's revenge. That's being vindictive. If someone truly did you wrong, you have a right to seek redress. You have a right to seek justice. So Binary didn't like the fact that I have a right to defend myself, and I did. Binary wants people to believe he's not angry over that. Binary has never lost sight of the fact that he intends to exact revenge on me, Rev G, friends and supporters, or even innocent bystanders. Binary is willing to put on an act as if he's all good with it. You're not good with it, Binary, because you haven't stopped trying to exact revenge on me and anyone who's close to me. You want to make it appear as if you don't have an issue, but you do. And you continue to show over and over again that you're riding on some deep, deep rage and hostility over being held accountable for shit you never should have done. You know you never should have did it, but just the same, you think you have a right to seek retribution. You have these daggers pitched towards you from all directions. And you, in your mind, believe you have the power to successfully reroute those daggers in the direction of me, AFW, friends and supporters. Although we don't have anything to do with the situation you yet again got yourself into. Those clips were from 2022 and 2021. That's just one among countless episodes that Binary continues to find himself in. And he continues to feel that he has a right to seek retribution. Do you really believe that I think you like Dumpsy D. Durrell? Who believes that? You're a fool if you believe that. Binary pretends and perpetrates and goes overboard acting like he likes Dumpsy D. Durrell. Binary knows full well the magnitude of what went down between Dumpsy D. Durrell, me, Rev G, AFW, friends and supporters, and the category I want to really make sure gets attention: neutral parties, those who don't have a side, those who are just here observing and participating. They are targeted. That's the bottom line. You don't have any respect for Dumpsy D. Durrell. You can't stand him. But you think somehow it's irking us that you pretend to like him. I don't give a shit if you like Dumpsy D. Durrell. In fact, I think your coupling with Carrie is really natural. I'm not even surprised about that. I get how some people may express anger because of your hypocrisy surrounding it, but you two are a perfect fit for many reasons. But let me make sure we eradicate all mystery. Do you all remember, it had to have been about 10 or so years ago, a father made international news by the way he came on a school bus and confronted his daughter's bullies. Okay, we all know we're not supposed to storm a school bus. He got a lot of support. He was genuinely remorseful for what he did. Binary, you don't have any idea what remorse is. You are out for revenge and retribution. And I want to make sure we get the distinction down. Revenge and retribution has to do with you being held accountable and you being unwilling to accept it. It is not justice. We have laws, we have rules, we have regulations. What is the point of having laws, rules, and regulation if nobody should ever access them? If everybody should allow people to violate all the laws and all the rules? Binary, that's what you're expecting. You think you have a right to seek retribution against us for what you did. You're dead ass wrong. And you know what? I know you know that, but that doesn't even matter. What I want to talk about with respect to this father I just mentioned, there's something that he said that blew up on the saloon doors with so much force, more than anything else, about this whole situation.
Everybody, come on. Nah. Listen, man. I don't care if you don't speak English or nothing, but my daughter get on this damn bus and a mother with her, and now this is your I'm gonna you up. Show me which one. Show me which one. Hey, yeah, you call the police. Call the police.
The bus driver tries to intervene, but James has more to say.
I don't give a damn. You have to say that to her, nothing like that. But this is my daughter.
After Shatari takes her seat, James confronts the bus driver.
Now, I'm telling you this, man. You better watch this. If anything happens to my daughter, listen, I'm telling you this. Anything happens to my daughter, I'm up in everybody on this shit.
Here's the statement. I don't care if you don't understand any English. You do think those kids sitting on that bus, whether they understood English or not, were confused as to why that father was there? The same thing with Binary. No matter what act Binary wants to try to bring to the public domain, whether he wants to pretend he doesn't understand why I'm doing this video, why I'm saying what I'm saying, whether he actually doesn't understand, it doesn't matter. He just knows one damn thing. The shit better stop. You know exactly what you're doing and the reasons for it. I'm going to draw again upon the comparisons. When you look at Binary, you look at Photon. Now, before Binary went into these other spaces, he's the type of calculating vermin who will give you a wrench in his chat in preparation of a sinister plot that he really gets off on, knowing that you don't know what's to come, knowing the history, specifically that you've been harassed and targeted, and you've filed a complaint against a subject. This is what Binary did to Gerald. Binary gives Gerald / Reggie a wrench, and then the abuser comes into the chat and starts targeting Gerald. Gerald deletes the comment because it's derogatory or abusive. That's what a moderator is able to do, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And the attacks continue, and Gerald deletes the person from the live stream because they came there just specifically to harass Gerald, a moderator. Binary just simply wrenched up the enemy. Guarantee you, if Binary was listening right now to what I just said, he would laugh and then deny that's what he did. That's what I'm talking about, calculating and abusive. Now take Photon. Photon can get on your very last existing nerve if you let him. He'll take the swipes and he moves on because he's got a bigger agenda that he wants to do for the live stream. Binary, on the other hand, really sits around thinking he's smarter than everybody else, and he's laid out this plan to exact revenge upon you, and he's laughing the whole time. You know why he's laughing? He's not laughing because he's having a great time as a content creator. He's laughing because he thinks he got the best of whoever is dealing with the situation. This is a long time in the making that Binary was doing what he was doing with us. All along thinking we didn't know what he was doing. Binary, we've known the entire time what you've been doing. Why do you think I never grabbed your links or never came back into your chat? When was the last time I was actually in your chat? I do bodyguard services for Stargate. On the phone with Stargate, maybe on text message with Stargate while live, but I'm not in your chat. Because I know you're full of shit. We know what you have been doing the whole entire time. Let me again go back to Binary, Carrie, and I'm going to throw in Kathleen Kane. This is a former from Pennsylvania. Yes, we know that Binary and Carrie Ann were issued teaching credentials, much to the chagrin of citizens in their states that are none the wiser. And then you have Kathleen Kane. So here's the deal. Nobody will ever convince me that anybody would go through what they go through to earn professional credentials, whatever they are, and proceed to engage in conduct that very clearly places those conditional issued credentials at risk. What that represents is an inherent feeling of worthlessness, that you don't believe you deserve what you got. Now, the reasons for achieving it can be vastly different. There are those who go and get degrees and education and credentials only to show them to others, but it's a sense of emptiness when it comes down to performing the work. This Cain was sworn in 2013. By 2016, she had already resigned because she already been convicted on a slew of professional misconduct charges, felonies, all based on what? Her determination to exact revenge and retribution. If you're going for revenge and retribution for people reporting misconduct, you never had it in you to serve the public. From 2013 to 2016, look at Carrie and look at Binary. It is nothing about who decides to file a complaint about either one of them on any given day. The issue is that you engaged in the conduct to begin with that points to everything representative of self-destruction. You never felt you were worthy to have the credentials to begin with. We're not talking about a mistake. Cain didn't make a mistake. It was a body of conduct. It was a persistent, habitual pattern that showed her main objective was to exact revenge. Carrie Ann and Binary have these credentials, and what they do, which makes them rogue, they take these credentials and they think they can beat everybody over the head with these credentials and demand respect for these credentials. That doesn't work because you don't have respect for the credentials. Nobody who feels they're worthy of having a privilege, a conditional privilege bestowed upon you, would squander it. With this whole pattern of misconduct, than to turn around and say to people, how dare you report me? How dare you violate the tenets of your profession and think you have the right to come up on a public forum and tell people they can't report you? Why didn't you tell yourself that you shouldn't be engaging in the conduct? Here's a suggestion for you both. Why don't you pool your resources, join together, run a campaign, and see if you can overturn all of the statutes and regulation that govern your profession when it comes to filing complaints. The fact that you don't feel worthy of credentials that you have, you don't feel protective enough when it comes to the credentials that your state's conditionally awarded to you, that's something that you're going to have to work on. That's something you're going to have to reconcile. You don't have any standing to call out anybody for engaging in lawful conduct in response to your bullshit. We don't have to tolerate anything that you do. What the hell does it matter who you go and complain and cry to? Go get an attorney, cry to your lawyer, fight the charges or the accusations or the sanctions. But what you never have a right to do is set upon people who decide they're going to report you for the bullshit that you've done. That's retaliation. If someone has filed an official complaint against you and you come onto the international airwaves and you're addressing that complaint, that's called retaliation. That's unlawful. That's a violation of federal law. Binary and Carrie Ann both did the same thing and both were reported for it. Binary, you were having a good time thinking that you were getting away with what you were doing. You're angry because Gerald confronted you on Conscious Energy's platform, caught you off guard, and you were angry about that. And you continued on your campaign thinking you can find some way again to reroute those daggers. You're not rerouting any daggers in our direction. Your threat is duly noted. When are you going to meet with those who threatened you and your family? Are you considered lost because your abusers are not given the privilege to sit down with you and your family and have dinner with you, the people who threatened you? So you're considered missing, Binary, if and when any of your enemies are unable to come over to your house and sit down and break bread. Don't you remember how you were freaking out when the smoke god and his wife were just taking their ordinary cross-country trip? And they said they were going to come by and watch some football games. What did you do? They were bringing lawn chairs and hot dogs. They were going to have a cookout while you were doing some flag football, and you lost your bloody sheesh. walking up and down the street, coming all the way down your leg. You were freaking out. So now you're up here trying to issue threats against me, saying I can't be found. When did I become lost? Why don't you contact law enforcement? If you're so concerned about me that I'm lost, contact the police and say I'm missing in action. Your threat is duly noted. I'm signing on to what Rev G stated. If anything happens, Binary, you are the one whose name is going to be the first one mentioned on the police report. And the nerve of you, Binary, to have this whatever program that you're running and getting up on this platform that you have and just having a conversation with a whole man about me. I don't even know who this man is, and this man doesn't know me. I'm with you on this one, Remix. What the hell is it? It's not about people can't have conversations. It's a free country. We can talk about anything we want, but we do know what happens when subjects like Binary and Carrie Ann and others learn that they were the subject of a discussion. They're the subject of a discussion because of something happening. Nothing happened, Binary. You are trying to start trouble. You're up here talking about me to a man I don't even know. So your goal, obviously, is try to get this man to take this information back to wherever he is and just carry your bones. You're not smart like you think you are. In fact, you're pretty limited. I can't think of anything that reeks of stupidity than to squander what you supposedly worked for and paid for because you have an ulterior motive that has nothing to do with public service. I can only tell you this, Binary, if you're enjoying yourself and what you're doing, please continue to enjoy it for as long as you possibly can, because there's no way in hell I'm going to let you come up here on YouTube and do what the hell you want with me, and I have nothing to say about it. I have everything to say about it, and I'm going to keep on talking. My issues with you. We already got Carrie Ann taken care of. We're not worried about Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann can go on whatever platform she wants and cry and whine. That has nothing to do with the moves we're making. Same with you. You can go cry and complain to whoever you want to. Not going to do a damn bit of good. What I'm going to do is what I'm going to do. And it doesn't matter who you go and cry about it to. Folks, listen, you know I have more coming your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.